Good morning, and it is time for walking in sunlight again this morning. It is 6:20 or so this morning, and the sun is rising over towards Dallas this morning, and had some beautiful colors up in the sky this morning. So if you got to get out and see the sunrise, it was a blessing. But our thought for the day comes from the beginning of the third stanza of the hymn Heavenly Sunlight. Good morning, Mary. I see you're on again this morning. Good to see you. In the bright sunlight, ever rejoicing. Now, just as a thought, I'm not sure the person who wrote this lived in Texas, because sometimes that sunlight is really bright come August. But in the bright sunlight, ever rejoicing, we realize when we're talking about heavenly sunlight, that's where we want to be always. Jesus is the light. In him is no darkness. And we always want to be walking in that sunlight. Now, the passage I have picked out for us this morning, Philippians 4, verse 4. I have it written down this morning because I actually want to read a little bit more of it. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I will say, rejoice. I know you've heard that before. But the idea is that when we're in the Lord, even during challenging times, we have something to rejoice about. And good morning, Jesse, and good to see you too, Jeff, on with us. When we're rejoicing in the Lord, we recognize that we have a great blessing. We have peace that can be found nowhere else. We have hope. We have salvation and so many other things that people are looking for. But then we read on in Philippians 4, and it talks about how let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything. That's easier said than done, isn't it? Let's see. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. Then it goes on to talk about the peace of God and the fact that in these things, by working towards these goals, we will have calm. We will have hope. And we'll have all these things that so many people in the world are looking for. And God sent that message of love in his word and in his son, Jesus Christ, who is that heavenly sunlight that we walk in. The other passage I wanted to think about this morning as we're talking about ever rejoicing, and if you've never done a word search of rejoice in the Bible is overflowing with texts about reasons to rejoice, but also the fact that we are a community, that the church is a community, and we're meant to, as Romans 12 verse 15 says, the mark of a true Christian, rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. We recognize the fact that as a church, as the community of believers, that we are supposed to enjoy life with each other. We're supposed to be busy lifting one another up and facing those challenges of life together. Now, our current circumstances are unique, right? We're still in this pandemic. COVID-19 is with us. Church activities have not returned to normal. Some of us aren't back at worship. I know our family, we've not returned to worship with the body yet because we're taking care of my dad at the house, and we're happy and blessed to be able to do that. It's good to take care of family. But we also are enjoying connection with each other in a way that I don't think we ever have. I have more conversations with people, deeper conversations. The teenagers at our church, through the technology that we're using with Zoom, I've learned things about them that even though I've known some of them all their lives, I never knew. And so we have great opportunities to grow, to connect, to encourage. So don't think just because we can't be back together like we always have been, doesn't mean that there's not new and exciting opportunities for us to grow. And good morning, Pam. It's good to see you. And also Denise, good to see you online as well. A lot of people up on Tuesday morning. It's going to be an exciting day. I hope that you find some things to rejoice in, and I hope that you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at sunrise. use these 14 hours and 16 minutes of daylight you have today for good and doing good and encouraging others.